family, I say our deepest condolences. And also to my neighbor who is opposite me today, their mother died, and today, that is
neighbor in Nkrumah?
Yeah, okay. At my house opposite. Today they are
having
the 1 week? No, the week keeping.
The week keeping. So, and then tomorrow will be the burial. Okay. Yeah. So our condolences to your neighbor and the family as well.
It's a sad situation.
All right, and then also we have legal practitioner, energy consultant, placed in the space. Kwame Jantwa, good morning to you. He's the political affairs committee director for the. I didn't mention any name for the CPP. What?
No, his full name.
Okay, what was?
You always mention the sister's name fully. Why don't you mention his as well?
Okay. You want my full name?
Yeah, you've told me before. I want him to know.
My full name is Papa Odikru Kwame Educhum Jantwa. That's my full name.
Oh, now Papa Odikru
Kwame Educhum Jantwa.
Papa Odikru Kwame Educhum
Jantwa. That's my full name.
Jantwa. Yes. Talking about Educhum, Dr. Yao, or say Educhum, Minister of Education. Good morning to you. Great man, great man. And then also we have Abraham Amaliba.
You didn't ask me how I feel.
Oh, how are you saying?
It's okay.
He's being mischievous today. I don't understand why.
Yesterday the sister wept, so he's.
Oh no. It's got nothing to do with my sister. My sister wept because she has a reason why she wept.
Okay.
So that is her, and I know the reason why she wept. Because things are affecting her the way it's affecting everybody.
Yesterday was a very moving moment for everybody. Yeah. Even Laura too had no choice than I could see that she was moved as well. But it's a difficult time to be communicating for government as well, because many of even the communicators also have instruments or have been exposed to government assets.
A lot of people have.
Yes, a lot of people.
And today, watching the memorial for Francis. I always used to compete with him in native shirts. So I'll come in and he'll look at my starch and he'll look at his starch. He said, Abidjan today, I could please with me. You have to stop it all.
Yes.
Then he'll give me a whole list of questions I have to ask when I come and sit. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. Just like that, eh?
Yeah, just like that.
It was that last week Friday. Last week Friday we were on set. When the news came.
He just went off, so.
Just went off?
Yeah, I think he collapsed or something, fainted subsequently. So I'm sure something. Yes, it was at home. It was at home. Abraham Amaliba is at Inyo. Good morning to you, lawyer Abraham Amaliba. It's been a while I've seen you here.
Yes, I also lost my mother, so I had to take a break.
My condolences.
To go up north and then have her buried. But I'm back. Francis, this is the guy who, after the program, will collect my books and walk me to my car. Very jovial. And you say he's gone?
I think he's collecting everybody's books.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's gone like that?
Yeah, he's just gone. Last week. That's him. Life.
So this is what the finance minister should be looking at. And to know that one day, he will not be on this earth. This finance minister's conduct has killed people. People, all men, all ladies, people who have served their country well. This finance minister will not blink an eye.
You mean the finance minister should know that life is
It's
fleeting?
Too short, and he should know that it is just transient. He won't continue to be a finance minister. So these are lessons to all of us. Even good guys like this are going. It is sad.
Are you saying the finance minister is not a good guy?
You can import your words, but I have stopped at a point. Good guys like this, full stop, are dead. Whatever you say is your own business. But I think that it is important that we are our brothers' keepers. It is not good for us to use our power to, as it were, make some people suffer. And that's my point.
What are you talking about? We're talking about Francis. We are here, power, talking.
I'm saying that people should look at the way this good man is gone. And the way they can also go. and the way they can go.
You can say thank you.
So, if you have power today, don't think that the power will remain. And when people are talking to you, instead of you to have some human feelings for them, you speak to them in a way that suggests that for you, you have taken your decision, and that ends it. And I think that it is sad.
All right.
How will you want to be remembered? Will you be remembered like the way we are remembering Francis? Ask yourself.
Who are you talking to?
My father's sister also died. She was buried yesterday.
Very sad. All right, let's get on to the stream. There was an incident in Parliament. The former minority leader.
We want to express our condolences to Amaleba and the family for the loss of the man.
Let me get on to the stream. Kwabena Thompson is our lead parliamentary correspondent. There was an incident in Parliament yesterday in which we had the former minority leader, member of Parliament for Tamale South, Haruna Iddrisu, deciding not to take a seat which was allocated to him. We need to get perspective on the matter. He's been commenting on this the last 12 hours, I have to admit. And Kwabena Thompson is right on the stream. Good morning to you, Kwabena.
Good morning, Roland.
Yes. Describe to me yesterday exactly what usually was the norm and what transpired, and thereafter, what has been the observations within the precincts of Parliament.
Now, let me say that Haruna Iddrisu's comment yesterday is his very first comment or speech after the reshuffle that rocked the minority front bench, to which he lost his position, where the party has explained reasons and all that regarding why they've had to take him off for another person, Dr. Kesala Tokosin, to take over the place. Now, per the sitting arrangement when it comes to Parliament, the front bench is reserved for the leadership. That's the minority leader, the deputy minority leader, the chief whip, the deputies, and then the same on the side of the majority as well. Now, just after that, then you have the back seat, or what many do call the backbench, but it's not necessarily as in the backbench, way at the back. It's just the seat that is just after the front bench.
Okay.
Now, after Haruna Iddrisu was reshuffled, the new minority leadership, which was on Monday, together with the clerks of Parliament, after the National Council of the NDC met the minority caucus at the DF Annan Auditorium that was in Parliament, the minority chief whips moved into the chamber and reconfigured the name tags. If you look at how the name tags are affixed to the seat, where each member of every MP seat, wherever you sit, there is a name tag that is affixed to it. Now, they configure it automatically because when you press the microphone, it identifies you with your name and constituency that you represent. Haruna Iddrisu was offered the seat of Collins Dauda, which is so close to that of Zebila MP Cletus Avoka. Per my understanding, he was offered that because, one, he has automatically become a former leader of the House. Now, by convention, former leaders are given that seat that is so close to where the deputy speakers sit. Haruna Iddrisu was informed about this, and on Tuesday, when the House resumed, he declined to sit there. So as far back as Tuesday, which is about 3 days back or 4 days ago, he had declined sitting on that, to which he had explained yesterday when he came to the floor. Now, that was on Tuesday. So just about when sitting was about to start, Haruna left the chamber together with Muntaka. He wasn't available again after he made a brief appearance. On Wednesday, Haruna was not in the chamber. I did not see him in the chamber. He didn't come to the chamber as far as I'm concerned. Then yesterday, my understanding is that after he rejected it, they made another allocation to him, which is the seat directly behind his former seat. That's the black leather seat where he sits on the minority leader seat. So now Haruna's new seat is that of Rashid Pelpo, which is behind the minority leader. And evidently so, when Haruna came yesterday, that was the first seat that is on. When he sat on that seat, speaker chair.
Okay. We'll try and get...
He didn't make
okay.
any speech or anything.
Please go ahead. Go ahead. So, Komla, just to wrap this up quickly, the position he took in terms of where he will sit, etc. Did he make that decision himself, or where he sat, was it a bit out of the norm?
Well, the first seat, per my understanding, what was offered him out of the protocol that is offered former leaders of the house. For instance, there's a bill MP after he left and he came back. The seat that has been given to him is out of the protocol that he gives to former leaders. As to whether it is of his consent where he had been given after he rejected the Collins out the seat, I'm not quite aware of, but a place was offered him which was directly behind the minority leader seat, which he sat in before moving towards the first deputy speaker's seat.
Okay.
When the speaker had left the chamber to attend to another business, that was where he had come to say he virtually did not have a place to sit. But then, where he sat when he entered yesterday, his name tag was affixed there to the microphone.
Okay. Now, does it mean that he's going to sit here perpetually throughout the rest of this parliament's life, so to speak, or tenure?
From my understanding, that is the seat that has been offered him by the new leadership together with the clerks of the house, and that is where he's going to be seated.
Okay.
And if you look, on that same lane, you'll find Dr. Aveji also sits, I think, about two seats just on his left side. Dr. Aveji also sits there. And Muntaka sits on that same road on the other lane.
Okay.
You also see that he was in the chamber and he did not raise any issue regarding that. So as far as I'm concerned, per the information available to me from my sources within the minority, that is the seats that has been offered him, and that's where he is going to be sitting as time goes on.
Komla Kluche is our lead parliamentary correspondent. Thank you, Komla Kluche, for that big clarity there. Great one. And I know throughout the rest of the day we'll be observing many other things. Lawyer Maliba, is it a bit untoward or it's a normal thing as far as this is concerned? Have you been able to also speak to him on a personal basis, and what's the reason why he decided to take the position that he did in terms of where to sit, etc.?
So let me say good morning to your viewers.
Good morning. Good morning.
Let me say, when this matter came up yesterday, I called a very senior member. No, not I called, but I was together with a senior member of Parliament on the minority side. And I found out from him whether what Haruna did in terms of, it was actually in terms of crossing to go and sit at the majority side, whether it was untoward. But he said, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes members on both sides, if they want to have a chat with another colleague from the other side, and they find an empty seat, they can walk across, sit and chat with the person. It's nothing. I asked whether this can also be done when Parliament is in session. And he said, yes, there's no problem with that. So then I left it at that. But the Haruna I know has great respect for seniority. I know. In fact, Haruna would get up to even greet people who are his juniors when he's seated and people are coming to greet him. That I know about him. And I am making this submission to connect to what he said about taking the seat of Collins Dauda. Elderly person, senior in Parliament. So from his own demeanor, when it comes to respect for seniority, I won't be surprised if that utterance came from him, that I cannot take my senior seat. I am from a well-drilled or well-cultured home. This is synonymous to his nature, just like his ordinary lifestyle, daily lifestyle. It's not incongruous. But could this have been done better? Yes.
How do you think it could have been done?
Because if you are changing people's sitting position, you bring the person who is going to take the seat and the one who was on the seat together and let them understand that there are changes. Was that done? If that were done, and yet Haruna made those comments, then I say it's unacceptable. But from the look of things, Haruna's comments, which suggests that he has great respect for the Collins Dauda, and for that matter, he doesn't want to maybe, what word should I use? He doesn't want to get at the wrong side of Collins Dauda. Then I think that it's a clear indication that that arrangement I was talking about was not done. And so I think that what leadership should do is, and particularly when he wasn't going to take Atuforsen's seat, if it were that he was taking Atuforsen, if they were swapping, then I'm sure clear in Haruna's mind, that is where I am supposed to be. Because the one who has taken from me, naturally, I should also take over from him. But if it is against somebody or is on somebody's seat, then I think that the right thing was to...
The way you are even explaining the issues, it sounds a bit awkward to you, right?
That's what I'm saying, that you needed to have some conversation around that, particularly when it is not about taking Atuforsen's seat. And so, if it is a seat of Collins Dauda, you can't... What if Collins Dauda also enters?
Yeah.
Can't you see how awkward it will be?
Yeah.
I
understand you.
You saw what happened when Parliament was going to when Parliament was going to appoint the Speaker. Oslo also sat on somebody's laps. Is that the kind of thing you want again? And so he, as somebody who has great respect for elders and seniors, was a bit skeptical about that arrangement.
Okay.
And I think that leadership should begin to deal with this matter in the way I have talked about. Can you call Collins Dauda and Haruna? Can they understand the swapping? Is it okay for both of them? Then it's a simple matter.
Your answer, you've been struggling with your response. You're choosing your word, one. Don't worry.
Why do you mean I'm struggling?
Mr. Thompson,
Ready.
clearly there's something wrong. It looked a bit, even we had Frank Anodompre coming in to say it was a bit untidy. Something needs to be done about it.
They are choosing their words very well. They are really choosing their words very well. I'll say good morning to you once again. Good morning to my dear friend Amaleba. Condolences to him that he lost his mom.
This condolence is not coming from the bottom of your heart.
And to my brother, senior advocate, lawyer, Presido Jantua. I've always been with him, so he's my brother. Whether it's coming from my heart or not, I believe that deep down my heart I've wished you well, and that is enough. But it's usual from the other side. It's usual from the other side that they always have one problem or another. One would have thought that they would have learned a lesson from the elders coming in to settle this matter. And also their chairman, who has been a parliamentarian before, would have known better to see that, listen, why don't we, after this being sorted out, why don't we quickly organize sitting arrangements and everything? I share Haruna's sentiments. I mean, it's very, very bad that he will go and take Honorable Collins Dauda's seat, where he knows that he's been there all this time and is a senior in one way or another, even though he was the leader of the group or the minority in parliament. When they were starting all this militancy or coup d'etat, did they take everything into perspective? I keep on saying, coming events cast their shadow. And I keep on telling Ghanaians that this is not the right alternative. They've shown us over and over and over again that they are not the right alternative to an MPP government. They are showing us everything possible, that they are not ready, they are not prepared, and they will not be able to take over the reins of government even if we should hand over tomorrow morning. And everything is showing. Everything is showing. I'm glad my own brother, who is a lawyer, has stated here that at least the two parties should have been called and they will be spoken to before even parliament session starts. Was that done? No. Let's run a little bit back and see. Did they even call them when they were doing that minority reshuffle or minority coup d'etat? Or the militants were trying to upstage and outwit the leadership of the parliament, minority in parliament? Was there any consultation? Ghanaians shouted, everybody was complaining, everybody said, listen, what you are doing is not right. People had to write to the Council of Elders to come and settle this. Do we have to write to the Council of Elders again? Then it means that the leadership that they have in their party is not fit for purpose. They are showing everything that they are not ready to even consult and talk to each other to sort matters out. This shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't. And so it tells us clearly that you have an unprepared party. You have a party who thinks that it's automatic that 8 years has come, so they should take over the reins of government and come and do what? Come and show us or come and display the same mediocre things that they are doing in parliament now. Musical chairs. I mean, it tells you straight away that no, this is not an alternative. And Ghanaians should wisen up about that, because I don't see any leadership, any good thing they are bringing on board. I don't think so. So we should look at what they are doing. We should look at what they are presenting. We should look at how they are running affairs now and take a decision. And take a decision about it.
Please, your view on that, because we want to go to the finance minister and the debt exchange issues. Yes.
You didn't push, you want to push me. No problem. No problem, Roland.
No, if you don't want to comment on it, we can.
I don't.
Go straight, I'll go to finance.
I don't understand where the general election is coming into this.
You are referring to Mr. Thompson?
Yes, this small problem.
You think he's taking?
Small problem.
You think he's drawing Ghana map?
It's a small problem.
It's a small problem.
The Ghanaian people will decide who they want based on the performance of the current government. It's not musical chairs in parliament that they will decide.
A militancy.
It's not that.
I hear.
It will be based on how they have handled the economy. But you see, in the judiciary, when you go to court, and a senior advocate walks into court, and you, the junior, are sitting down, you immediately get up for the senior to sit down. Immediately. No question about it. No matter whether you've been an attorney general when you were younger, whether it does not happen there, you will get up. And so I don't see how Haruna will exchange seats with, what's his name? Collins Dauda. No, with the current one. Okay. Atuforsen. Because Haruna was leader. Atuforsen wasn't leader. So in that sphere, he's senior to Atuforsen. Atuforsen has now come in. The question we need to ask is there any written down code in Parliament with regards to seating arrangements? Or is it done willy-nilly? With regards to the rules and regulations in Parliament as to former minority leader, former majority leader, when they are no more, do they have particular areas where they have to sit? I would have thought that the former minority leader would sit behind the current minority leader. Because there are issues that might come up that the former minority leader might have an insight in it when the current minority leader is putting a case forward, and he can consult. So really, I don't see the hoo-ha about it. It can be sorted, it can be solved.
Okay.
So really, it isn't anything to write
Now,
about.
But you see,
now let's quickly.
No, but it's one point. And I'm happy Jantua asked him, how does that play out in the general elections? When you were in opposition, your party headquarters was a war zone. Cutlasses, blood,
War zone by you.
blood. Police and soldiers were deployed there to cordon off your headquarters. Indeed, you acid bath each other. When you acid bath each other, you need to come to power. This storm in a teacup, you say that to affect general elections.
All right.
You don't know what you're talking about.
All right. So let's go on insert. Please, let's take this insert. We'll be right back. I want to move on to the next issue. Please play that insert for me. No, it was not. It was not a comment. Please,
It was
please.
a comment.
So we'll quickly get on to the debt.
There was a war blood at the party headquarters. No, nothing like that happened. You and me know that nothing like that happened. You shouldn't come and sit here and throw dust in people's eyes.
Oliver, is the video ready?
It's not right. Let us stop that. If you are doing something that is wrong and they are spelling it out, you should
when
learn
the video
from
is
it
ready, please
and
let
do
me
the
know.
right thing. Because I don't think it's right for them to treat Haruna that way. With all due
It is right
respect.
to acid bath
It's
people.
not with all due respect.
All right.
Did you
It is
ever
right
see
to
blood
acid
in
bath.
front of our party?
Gentlemen, let's
Each other.
listen. Now let's